What a barbaric move. According to the news, there is a public outcry in Iran recently as Iran, the government of Iran, this Islamic terrorist government of Iran, executes a 19-year-old wrestling champion known as Salih Mohammadi alongside with two other people. These people just carried out a recent execution despite the ongoing war between Israel, Iran, and America. Yet they still have the guts to execute these guys. What are their crimes? Simply because they participated in the revolution of Iran protest that happened, I think, earlier this year. And guess what? They allege that these guys led to the death of two police officers, and as a result of that, they have committed a crime, which is a war. They wage war against God. They buy these people. They put rope on their neck and execute them. This thing happened, I think, yesterday, because I saw this news this morning. It is all over the internet. What exactly do this particular regime want? And I want you to know before you forget that these three guys that were just executed are just few people. They are just one. They are just three among millions of people that have been executed in this line. They will lie against them and they will execute them. You think Israel and America are only fighting because of nuclear weapon? No. Thousands of people have been executed by this wicked regime. Iran before was not an Islamic country. Things were moving properly. Women are being allowed to participate in so many things in the country, and women are even pilots in those days. But recently, for over 40 years that this Ali Khamenei took over power in Iran, it has become tough for ladies. It has become tough for families. So in case you are supporting this particular regime or you're kicking against America and Israeli, war in Iran, I want you to know that there are reasons. Try to put yourself in the shoe of the Iranian people so you can understand the reason why many of Iranians are supporting Israel and Americans, killing that has been going on in Iran. According to reports, they say this young guy, this champion wrestler known as Salih Mohammadi, was killed in a public hanging for protesting against the regime as Islamic Republic tried to snuff out the ongoing movement seeking to topple it. His execution was a blatant political murder, part of the Islamic Republic's pattern of targeting athletes to crush dissent and terrorize society, as seen with Navid, Afkari, and others executed despite international outcry. Honestly, it shows that in Iran, protests are illegal. If you are being caught, they will kill you. You see what is going on? This is indeed barbaric. This is indeed unfair. This is unfair. This young guy and alongside with two other people were, executed yesterday, being 19th of March 2026 in the city of Qom, where the men were publicly hanged. Iranian authorities stated that they had been convicted of killing police officers during anti-government protests earlier in the year, facing charges such as waging war against God. Saleh Mohammed was regarded as a rising talent in wrestling, having represented Iran in competitions and gained recognition for his performance at a younger age. Human rights groups have challenged the official account, raising concerns about the fairness of the trials and alleging that confessions may have been obtained under pressure. Critics argue that the executions are part of a wider crackdown on following the January protests. The case has intensified an international scrutiny of Iran's judicial system and its use of capital punishment, especially in cases connected to political unrest. This is quite unfortunate. May their gentle soul rest in perfect peace. These are the young guys that was murdered yesterday. They were all murdered. The first person there is Saeed Davoudi and Salih Mohammadi and Muhammad Gassemi. These three people were executed by the Islamic regime of Iran for protesting. May God help his children. And this guy is a rising star on Iran's national youth wrestling team and a 2024 international bronze medalist who was convicted of killing a security officer during anti-regime demonstrations on January 8, 2026. Human rights groups, including Amnesty International and Iran Human Rights report the conviction rested on forced confessions extracted under torture, a sham trial with no real defense, and ignored evidence including an alibi. This echoes the regime's earlier murder of wrestler Navid Afkari, showing a clear pattern, target promises, that promising athletes who stand against tyranny to crush hope and dissent. It shows that even if you are a musician or even an actress and you are living in Iran and you join in this protest, once they caught you, they will execute you, whether you're a man or a woman. It shows how brutal this particular Islamic regime Iran, how brutal they are. You see the reason why Israel targets are only on the so-called Iran Islamic leaders. They abuse eliminating them. I think it's left for one person now. They have eliminated almost all the Islamic regime leaders in Iran aside from one person. And guess what? They will soon execute the person. And when they are done with that, they will now enter into the so-called judges of the so-called Iran, who oversees these judgments and ensure that these children, these guys, we are hanged. Who ensure that these guys were executed for no just cause reason, simply because they are protesting that you should step down or you should make Iran a very better place for all the citizens, for all the nationals of Iran. You see what is going on? Islam. Is it the way? Is Islam meant to kill your fellow brothers? Why is it so? What kind of religion will permit you to take the life of another? And you come out to tell you, after you guys will come out to tell us that it is a peaceful religion, that your religion is peaceful. Like what exactly? Today is the end of you guys' Ramadan, yet these children were executed yesterday. Really? So they will not see the feast of Ramadan, so that they will not see the end of Ramadan. My God, it choke. Honestly, make una enjoy una religion, no. Nobody should come for me, because automatically that is not a peaceful religion. It is a barbaric religion. Well, it is obvious that this part of killing or execution has been going on in Iran, and they are just using it to send warning to other people. They are just using it to send fear to people. But guess what? You cannot kill all of them. You cannot. Who will you kill and leave? If you want to execute all Iranians, millions of Iranians, go ahead and execute all of them. Then who will you rule over? Do you understand? So I don't understand why this particular Islamic regime are executing people as part of political, pattern. They are using death as penalty to spread fear, shut down public space, and crush a protesting society. This is quite unfortunate. I beg Israel and America, make una continue. Don't forget to target this so-called Iranian wicked judicial system. Don't forget. In fact, in that judicial, that their what do they call it? That their courts, the building of their court. Please, can you guys throw a bomb inside that place? We want that court to be destroyed. We want the building of that part, the structure of that court. We want it to be leveled. Yes. Enough of all this barbaric act. You see, when people protest, if you are doing good, tell me why the citizen will protest. It's only when the government is not favoring the citizen that they will protest. But when the government is up and doing well without murdering its own citizen, there will be no reason why citizens of the nation will go out to protest. For crying out loud, these people are human. They are human. You see, Islam they are barbaric. Islam is radical. They are crazy. I don't care if you're watching me, if you're an Islam watching me, but seeing all the things going on in the whole wide world, you need to agree with me that, in fact, even if you're an Islam and you're not supporting this regime, that means your own Islam, you are a good person. You are just a good person as human being, not because of your religion. Automatically, your mode of religion is zero. There is no peace in your religion. There is no love in your religion. It is brutal. It is killing. It is chaos. And this needs to be put to an end. For crying out loud, the world is too big to contain each and every one of us. Enough of this killing. Look at what is going on in Nigeria. Boko Haram, they are all Muslims. Bandit, they are all Muslims. Killing here and there. Murdering, killing. These people are monsters. They are not human anymore. May God help his children. My lovers and my viewers, what are your thoughts? Please kindly drop it in the comment section. May the gentle soul of these three young guys rest in the bosom of the Lord.
So you want to have a conversation about the 19-year-old boy that they just executed in Iran. What's to talk about? This is what they do. This is who they are. You didn't think that we just went into Iran because of nuclear weapons, did you? You didn't think that this was just about the oil. You see, if you're not a mom or a dad, and if you don't have children, you can't even begin to understand the overwhelming feeling of other children suffering around the world. In most countries, that kid right there, he'd be untouchable. He would be cherished, and he'd be honored as a hero. But those animals, if we allow them to, they'll go through every single one of those children and remove them off the face of the earth just because they're fighting for their freedom. They lie, they cheat, they steal, they compromise children, they beat, they torture, and they hunt down anyone who refuses to acquiesce to their ideology. In their minds and their justification, that kid right there, oh, he was an infidel. Now, if they looked at this young hero as an infidel, what do you think they think about you and your family living over here in the United States of America? One thing I learned about the Muslim community is that they're very patient. They just sit and wait. Opportunists. Say this kid's name with me. Salih Mohammadi. He is just one of hundreds of thousands of children that they have wiped off the face of this earth. On Thursday, they grabbed this boy, they put a rope around his neck, and they executed him. And then they will lie to you, and they'll say, well, he was guilty of taking police officers' lives. Because that's what they do. It's called taqida. Taqida is the process of lying to do everything you have to do to protect Sharia law. I'm sorry, kid, that we couldn't save you. It breaks my heart. Grown-ass men wiping children off of the face of this earth because of some silly little religion with a false prophet by the name of Muhammad who married a 6-year-old child and consummated a marriage at 9. To the little bit of leadership that is still alive from this disgusting regime, it doesn't matter how many children you take, whether you get judged here or you get judged in the afterlife. Every single one of you will pay for the crimes against the innocent children of Iran.